What's going on, everybody? Just Man here with you. And it's that time again. It's time to go ahead and release some of these creator wrestlers that I have made for GM Spectre's fantastic WrestleMania X64 romhack. So, special treat for you, okay? We are going to release an SRA file and an MPK file. So what does that mean? It means the SRA file, that's going to be your main save. Your MPK file, of course, is the controller pack file. So you're getting 32 creative wrestler slots filled up today, and I've done a few creative costume changes for some of the default wrestlers as well that you might like, which I'm going to share with you. So first things first, let's check out our main save file creative wrestlers that we've got here. And you'll notice very quickly that I have gone with a 1995-ish theme. Of course, the new generation, much has been said about when the new generation actually begins, when it ends. For the purposes of this DLC, I have interpreted new generation to mean anything between 1992 and very early 1997, or at least that's the range of the created wrestlers. Now, we're not touching anything on this release from 92 through most of 94. That's going to be a coming. But I feel like I've filled in most of the gaps here for 95 and 96. So let's take a look at what you got here. Okay, so Fake Undertaker, or as we all like to say, the Underfaker, also known as Primetime Brian Lee. Most notable for that SummerSlam 94 main event against The Undertaker. As you can tell, I'm sipping on some coffee, too much caffeine, and sometimes I slur my words. But as a costume bonus, we've got the Fake Undertaker, but we've also got chains from the Disciples of Apocalypse, which I realize is a little bit anachronistic, but I couldn't resist. So following that, we've got Dean Douglas, had that heel run in 95. Most of us know him better as Shane Douglas. Here's his professorial outfit. I did go ahead and include a more ECW, WCW era Shane Douglas as well. We got Mantar, all 400 pounds of him. If you remember Mantar, you were definitely watching WWF in 1995. I remember him most for losing to Bob Holly in a King of the Ring qualifying match on Monday Night Raw. I know he did some other stuff. He's actually a very accomplished amateur wrestler, if I remember right. Then we got Duke the Dumpster Droese. I was very happy with the way this edit came out. I had my worries about Duke Droese, but I was able to duplicate the shoulder straps and back brace look pretty well, I think. I believe he was ranked number 500 in the PWI 500 in 1995. Might have been 95. Might have been 94. I don't remember. Anyway, guys, all these edits come with pretty thoroughly researched movesets and CPU logic. But, you know, they're creator wrestlers, so if there's something you don't like, you want to change, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you mix it up a little bit. We've got the Roadie, a.k.a. the real Double J. And I am not going to sing the song, although I could word for word. This gives you some tag team options, most obviously with Jeff Jarrett, but I'm sure you can think of some other things. Maybe you can make a rockabilly and go and get that New Age Outlaws thing started. Okay, we've got Leif Cassidy, for those of you that are just clamoring for the new rockers. And yes, I did include him just as Al Snow. And I did my best to make Avatar, which came out pretty good except for the mask, but the mask options, as you will note, are very limited. We've got Sione, the third member of the Head Shrinkers, who we all know and love better as Barbarian. Included some old school Barbarian outfits here for you. I just like to call them Barbs, but that's me. Psycho Sid, which you can make the argument that you could put Sid in the 1992 section, but had a really good run in 95, I thought, and again, late 96 with Shawn Michaels. And of course, main evented WrestleMania 13 with Undertaker. Who can forget that? Love me some Sid. A little trick here, one thing I did to kind of help me put some of these creative wrestlers together is I was able to port in guys from both WrestleMania 2000 and GM Spectre's other ROM hack Saturday night, because they're all, you know, in terms of the coding of the game, they're all basically WrestleMania 2000, and so the MPKs can be read on any of those games. Now, the caveat being, of course, that some of the outfits are going to be messed up and in need of some tweaking, but the movesets and the logic pretty much come over as is. So some of these I was able to take some shortcuts with. If you'll forgive the crunching sound in the background, that's just one of my children making a lot of noise. Okay, let's see who else we got here in the 95 pack. What edit pack would be complete without some job guys? We've got Barry Horowitz here. Of course, 1995, the year of Horowitz wins against Skip the Body Donis. Also included Reno Riggins, one of my favorite job guys. And for tag team enhancement purposes, we've got Stephen Dunn and Timothy Well, also known as Well Done. Rex King and Stephen Dahl, I think, were their names on the indies. Probably Smoky Mountain, who knows. The Supreme Fighting Machine, comma. Can't do 1995 WWF without comma. I did include semi-Nation of Domination-ish attitude here as well, or outfit. This is one of the guys I brought in from WCW Saturday Night that I made. Just ported him over and changed his outfit up a bit. It's Man Mountain Rock, which this last outfit's my favorite. Can't beat pink and purple. Finisher, of course, is the whammy bar for all you guitar lovers out there. Here's a fun one. Thurman Sparky Plug. WWF's answer to NASCAR. Of course, changed his name to his real name, Bob Holly. And fast forward a little bit, and you've got Bombastic Bob of the new Midnight Express. This was one of my port-ins from WrestleMania 2000. Just copied him over. Jerry Lawler's personal dentist, Isaac Yankum. Gotta love those vignettes. Go back and watch those a little bit. Of course, Isaac Yankum goes on to become Kane. So I think you'll have some fun with that. Finishing move is the Spike DDT. Straight from WrestleMania 11 against the Allied Powers, we've got the Blues Brothers, Jacob and Eli Blue. They do have slightly different faces, but of course they're twins in real life, so good luck telling them apart. In keeping with the Disciples of Apocalypse theme, we've also got Skull and 8-Ball. Now here we go, straight from, well, I'm not going to say Putnam County, Florida, but it's close enough. It's Waylon Mercy, who once famously said, "You know, I don't like wrestlers crawling on me, and I don't like bugs crawling on me." And of course he kills the bug. Way ahead of its time. I thought Dan Spivey was great in this role. Might have had some inspiration to the Wyatt family. You never know. Give him a little Hawaiian shirt action here. Very nice. And what would 1995 have been without football legend Lawrence Taylor? Had a, you know what, I think a very respectable match with Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11. Did my best to kind of recreate that football jersey look here. And here he is with that LT sunglasses look. Feel free to kind of mess with that a little bit, see what you think. But his moveset is very footballer. All right, now let's go to our data. And now we're going to bring in the 1996 guys. So just bear with me while I move everybody around here. We can listen to Owen Hart's theme music while we do that, which of course is one of the greatest entrance musics of all time. I had thought about bringing in a fake Kevin Nash to help me kind of commentate on some of these guys. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe Kevin Nash will join us here momentarily, folks. See if we can get him in the studio. Of course, you know, pro wrestlers, they don't do anything for free. Except maybe John Cena and that whole Make-A-Wish thing. You know, all the other guys are looking for a paycheck. It's a shame you can only get 16 guys on the save at a time. That does limit you somewhat. It's not like Fire Pro where you can have 500 guys on, you know, returns for PS2, which I still play. And of course, if you're doing the new Fire Pro world on PC or PS4, forget about it. You have more wrestlers than you'll ever be able to do anything with. Okay, so let's hit our decision button there. And let's take a look at the 1996 pack here, starting with Flash Funk, the artist formerly known as Too Cold Scorpio. Again, another one of my Saturday night guys that I just ported over and recostumed. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with him. Great high flyer. I think underrated to an extent all time. All right, from the tag team department, we've got the Can-Am Express. Doug Furness, who's a legitimate power lifter. This was one of Jim Ross's favorite tag teams, if I remember right. And of course, Phil LaFawn. It took me a few years to figure out that Phil LaFawn and Danny Crofat Jr. were the same guy. So there's a little Dan Crofat style karate pants there. Love me some Furness and LaFawn. All right, here we go, folks. I did my best on this one. It's Farouk Assad. There is no Roman soldier helmet in this game, but this is pretty close, I think. But you've also got this, a little bit more gladiatorial. Then we've got more moving towards Nation of Domination Farouk. And for us old school guys out here, we've just got good old Ron Simmons. From the fake department, we've got Rick Bogner, also known as the fake Razor Ramon. If you remember that whole debacle when Hall and Nash went over to WCW, WWF retained the licensing rights for the Razor Ramon and Diesel characters. Hence, we've got fake Razor Ramon, here played by Rick Bogner. He is basically the same as Razor Ramon, except his stats are lower. I did mess with his moveset a little bit, just to create some differentiation there. And of course, he wrestled as Big Titan in Japan and ECW as well, I think. So there you have that. A blast from the past, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Stalker. We know him and love him as Barry Windham. But you're not just getting the Stalker, you're also getting Blackjack Windham for the new Blackjacks team. Isn't that cool? Very good. Comes complete with claw and superplex action. Now here's a controversial one, folks. The Ultimate Warrior. Which you're going to note right off that, of course, the Ultimate Warrior's face paint is not in the game, so we had to improvise a little bit. It's a good time for me to point out, guys, that I use a cheat code that I'm going to use in the... I'll post it in the comments, but it's a Game Shark code that allows you to use unlimited attributes on your points for creating guys. So if you're kind of a stickler about certain guys not losing a lot, like the Ultimate Warrior, it comes in handy because you can jack their stats way up, which of course I did. Let's look at some of these outfits. It's the Ultimate Warrior borrowing Animal's face paint. This is the more circa 1992, very uncomfortably flesh-colored singlet. This was, I was going for WrestleMania 4 Ultimate Warrior here with the blue trunks. And finally, I like the way this one came out. You'll like him, guys, I promise. 1996, we've got good old Mick Foley himself as Mankind. Couple different Mankind outfits here, and we also have Cactus Jack. And we also have Dude Love. We have the three faces of Foley, which, by the by, first wrestling biography I think I read, with the exception of I Was a Teenage Wrestler, a Teenage Pro Wrestler by Ted Lewin, was Mick Foley's Have a Nice Day back in the 10th grade. I think I put that whole thing down in 3 days. Who knew wrestlers could write? Okay, so continuing 1996, we've got Justin Hawk Bradshaw, the future JBL. And of course, we have Blackjack Bradshaw, so you have a whole new tag team to play with, the new Blackjacks, which didn't last long, but hey, I thought there was potential there. Big Van Vader, again, not really much on the masks, guys, but the moveset. Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, the moveset appears to have reset itself. I will fix that before I upload this for you guys to download. By the time you can download it, I will fix Vader's moveset. I have noticed that, guys, with some of these creator wrestlers, that sometimes the movesets will completely reset for no reason. I guess that's just a bug. But obviously Vader does not do the torture rack. But anyway, don't worry about that. We'll get that fixed. Let's look at some of Vader's outfits here. Of course, Vader comes in the 96 Royal Rumble. WWF kind of criticized for not utilizing Big Van Vader as best as they could. You know, I mean, it was what it was. The Blue Chipper, the rookie Rocky Maivia. Rocky Maivia, formerly Flex Cavana. Now, I've tried to make these movesets as accurate for the time as possible, so Rocky Maivia doesn't quite do the people's elbow. But if that's a big thing, of course you can go and put that in there if you want. I thought this was a pretty funny duplication of that entrance gear that he would wear. Now he's Dwayne Johnson, and he's too good for all of us. Brian Pillman, the loose cannon Brian Pillman. Comes over in 96, doesn't really start wrestling till 97 because of an injury. And then, of course, he tragically passed away at a very young age. But here he is, ready for your enjoyment. Ready to renew that feud with Steve Austin. And Glenn Jacobs is back this time as the fake Diesel, everyone. He's just like the regular Diesel, except he's fake. I'm just kidding. I thought he did a good job in this role. Late 1995, the $1 Million Man brings in his latest protege, the ringmaster, Steve Austin, formerly Stunning Steve Austin. Again, this is another one of those ones where I modified the moveset. In this case, mostly the taunts. Because obviously the ringmaster wasn't doing a whole lot of Stone Cold-ish stuff. But I did give him the stunner and the $1 Million Dream as a finisher. But you'll notice a progression here. This is kind of more of that early Stone Cold era when he still had the white boots. And then we've got full-on Stone Cold with black boots and knee braces, which feel free to go in there and change those taunts up if you'd like. Wildman Mark Marrow is here, formerly Johnny B. Bad. One of the guys that I follow, Sean O'Maniac, I believe, also made a pretty cool Creator Wrestler pack for this guy, so feel free to check out his channel as well. And finally, that's right, folks, Hollywood Hogan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jess, man, Hollywood Hogan didn't come to the WWE as Hollywood Hogan until 2002, and you'd be correct. In 1996, he was Hollywood Hogan in WCW. So, I did a little fantasy booking here, and I asked myself, what if at some point Hogan's contract expired with WCW, and just maybe Vince made him an offer, and he jumped ship. Well, this is what I think would the end result would have been, is Hollywood Hogan in WWF in '96, just in time for the Attitude Era. Okay, so there you have it, folks. You're going to get 32 Create a Wrestler slots with this .sra and .npk. Now, let me show you some Easter eggs in here, because I took a little bit of liberties with some of these outfits to kind of give you some more options here. Let's see, I think I did one with Owen here. I did kind of a short-haired yellow and black look for Owen. I gave Tatanka red hair. I'm not super excited about it, so I didn't really do too much with that one. Over here with the Bulldog, kind of gave him that 1995 Rumble look. Here's one for you. Now, the Mr. Perfect Executive Consultant look, which will be more relevant when I get the 1992, 1993 pack out, but still, I couldn't resist. A little bit of New Rockers action here for Marty. There it is. Kind of more of the New Rockers look, so you can team them up with Leif Cassidy if you are a sadomasochist. Okay. Gave Jeff Jarrett an outfit here. This is kind of more of that that fake NWA Invasion angle look. Shorter hair, white singlet, blue trim. Rick Martel. I'm so happy that Rick Martel was in this game. I did go ahead and give him a Strike Force look here with the white and the red, primarily because in the 92 pack I am going to be bringing in El Matador Tito Santana, because how could you not? Let's see. Didn't do anything with Babyface Crush. Oh, here's a fun one, guys. I know you know exactly what I'm getting ready to do here. Jim Neidhart as Who? Yeah, the only thing wrong with this one is the mask isn't yellow, but otherwise I was pretty happy with that. Over here we've got Billy and Bart the Smoking Guns, but looky here, we've got Bodacious Bart of the New Midnight Express. Let's keep going here. Okay, here is another fun one with Fatu. Not quite yet Rikishi, but we also have the Sultan. No mask, sorry about that. And we have the 1995 Make a Difference edition. Fatu. Love that color scheme. Did I do anything with Hogan? I don't think I did. We've got Earthquake, Big Boss Man. I did do a little bit with Jake here. I made a 1996 kind of comeback edition of Jake, where he put on a little bit of extra weight and was wearing the vest thing, and making cameo appearances on Boy Meets World along with Big Van Vader. My favorite wrestler of all time. Man, yeah, #1, cream of the crop. Yeah, right there. Cream always rises to the crop. We got Macho Man. And I had to do this. This outfit is obviously inspired by his appearance in the 1993 Super Nintendo version of WWF Royal Rumble. I think I changed the color scheme on this one. That's, of course, more 85 Macho Man. And I made an amateur singlet for Bob Backlund. Well, did I? Nope. I guess I didn't save that. Okay, well, there's a there's a Create a Wrestler idea for you guys. Making a new outfit for Bob Backlund. Which, by the way, if you like wrestling biographies, I highly recommend Bob Backlund's book. It's really, really, really good all the way up until 94, 95, ironically, where he kind of just seems to space out on a bunch of stuff. But up to that point, it's incredibly detailed and a very good story. And this whole thing would not have been complete without DOA Crush. So, yeah, we've managed to work the entire DOA into this save file here. So, very fun, very anachronistic. But I couldn't help myself. Okay, well, there you have it, guys. So just look at the links in the video. You'll be able to download the save files. Now, anybody that's downloading this, you probably already know this, but obviously you have to put the SRA and the MPK files where your saves normally go for your N64 emulator, and you have to make sure that they are renamed. Typically it's going to be the exact same name as the ROM file. Okay, if you already have a .sra, the easiest thing to do is to go to rename that SRA and just copy that file name and then paste it over the file names that you downloaded. Make sure you override your saves there. I find it best to do all your file overwriting when the game is turned off. Seems to work the best. I am not the best at walking guys through setting things up and all that, but I believe in you guys. I believe y'all can get these save files to work just fine. Okay, so that's about it. Yeah, save files in the comments, not in the comments, in the description. Save files are in the description. The cheat code for the edit points is going to be in the description as well. Special thanks to GM Spectre, who by the way is now working on an ECW ROM hack. So I am looking forward to that. So we will all want to thank him for making this awesome game for us old timers to play. And let's see, Shawnomaniac, all the other channels that play these games. I know I'm going to leave somebody out, but I'll leave y'all in the comments too. Anybody that's played with my wrestlers on their channel, kudos to you. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. Anyway, show your boy GM Spectre some love, and let me know if you have any problems with the download. I will fix Big Van Vader again, and hopefully it'll stick this time.